Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. Thank you guys for tuning in to a brand new video, and thank you for returning to the channel. So, this is gonna be a video where I'm gonna kind of get honest with you guys, kind of get real. So, I've stated numerous times that I had a goal to eventually turn YouTube and eBay into full-time jobs. And when I was doing the videos, the life update videos, letting you guys know what's going on, like my video when I had discussed about I got disqualified from the unemployment benefits, which I'm fighting uh, to get back. Um, that apparently did really well. That a life update video did really, really well. And throughout the weeks from that video up until now, I've not only have gotten some positive comments, but there was a comment that stood out about me being passionate with YouTube. And I was kind of debating on what type of video I wanted to do on this because I do want to talk about this. So yes, I'm very, very passionate about YouTube. I don't make money on YouTube, and I'm still passionate about it. But the goal is to eventually make YouTube, make a living on YouTube as well as eBay, doing it full time. And the reason for that is growing up, my life, in my perspective, was not great. Now, yes, my life was great to an extent, but because I dealt with a lot of issues with, being disabled and, struggling with the things I was struggling with, to me, I just, for life to an extent, just, wasn't the greatest. And as you guys know, I've did a video talking about my life having Tourette's. And, from the day being diagnosed with Tourette's, I also ended up getting a learning disability. I got obsessive compulsive disorder. And throughout my life, it's been a struggle. And not only that, I've dealt with being bullied severely and just, dealing with things that, my brain couldn't comprehend or just couldn't, focus like I wanted to. I never really got into sports. Now I'll watch sports and things like that. And I, at one point, planned on playing baseball, but just the passion just wasn't there. And I made a lot of bad choices and stupid choices I'm not proud of. And, I do deal with guilt differently than everybody else. A lot of times, a lot of the things that I tend to go through or think can take over a lot. And I never really found that thing that I really was good at. I try different things and think that, oh, maybe this will be worth it, and it just never really ended up sticking with me. And once I discovered, YouTube and, started making an effort in making videos for myself, I started to realize that I can do this. This is something I'm really good at. And now we fast forward, and I'm close of hitting 1,200 subs, which is a big accomplishment for myself. And I will state that if I can do it, you can do it. So don't give up. Now, one of the biggest reasons I want to do eBay and YouTube full time is due to the fact that I've never felt valued working for a company. It felt like I put so much of my time and, blood, sweat, and tears, as the pro wrestlers would say, to move up with a company to show that I am not only capable, but I am dedicated and determined to, improve my skills and to hopefully, improve the quality of the company in some way. And my jobs I've had over the past haven't been the greatest. Some jobs I didn't care for. Some jobs, just the environment was too much. I didn't want to deal with the stress or the constant bullying, and I left. Then, when I ended up working at the company I worked for last year before I was let go, that was really the first job I had been, longer than I would expected. And of course, at one point, I was ready to leave. So, telling the job that I quit in some way was pretty much the best way to, best thing for me. And then this job I had recently, again, you know, um, the jobs I got let go in the past 2 years, this year and last year, I gotta say they have given me some great opportunities, and I appreciate everything that I was given. But they're not jobs that I would want to stay long if I wasn't being valued, and I wasn't. I had sacrificed so much, my health, my mental health to say the least, my time and effort just to prove that I am willing to move up into the company, to show that I am dedicated and determined to move up. I'm trying to find a better term for that. But it never got to that point, and I just felt like for someone like myself who would constantly get up an hour before I have to leave to work early in the morning, this is 3 a.m., 4 a.m., going to work, doing, you know, physical work, cleaning restrooms, mopping floors, and stuff like that, and not feeling valued and appreciated, it felt to me like I was just wasting my life. If these companies did not care, then why should I even bother working? So with fast forwarding to the situation I'm in now, it's a blessing in disguise because it's life telling me that I have other things that I can pursue and that I can pursue the things I'm great at. And YouTube. Now I've been on YouTube for a few years now. Never really made an effort until the past couple of years, and it definitely pays off. So being this is what drives me to I don't have to be the type of person that says, well, if I'm not, because there are people who do YouTube the wrong way. They only want to do it so they can make money or get famous or something like that. But for me, I love doing this. I have so many ideas of videos in my head every day, and I try to figure out what type of video I want to do. I try to work on if I want to do one video a day, two, so on and so forth. Excuse me. And you know, having a audience taking the time out of their day watching their videos, and I do the same thing. I watch more YouTube than I do TV because it's more entertaining. You have more of a connection with the people you are watching. You all have something that's similar in some way. Yes, we like some of the same films. Yes, we disagree on other films. Some like this film, some hate it, but we agree to disagree. And that's what I love about it. And that's one of the biggest things that drives me is just watching a community grow, learning, getting to know new people, those who live in the US or overseas. It's just a great way, I feel, in some fashion, to make new friends and become a second family, the YouTube family. And one of the biggest things on, wanting to get to that point of being monetized and same with eBay, getting to that point where I can do it full time, is proving to myself that I can do something I'm passionate about, that I can accomplish a goal, that if I put in the hard work and dedication, I can accomplish it. And it's pretty much all of this is trying to prove myself. That way, if it comes down to the point I accomplish it, then I can sit there and state, hey, if I can do it, anybody else can do it. And another reason why I want to get to a point of doing this as a job of some sort and being monetized is I have a goal, a really big goal. Now, to some could say it's a difficult one to accomplish, but I feel like if I keep putting the effort in, it will eventually happen. So, and I haven't stated this in a video, but in 6 years, me and my family plan to move. Um, we have been living in Florida for years. I think we're going on 30, 31 years. And over the years, it's just become too much. With the heat and the humidity and just the location we're at, we're just tired and sick of it. And we're at a point now we want to be closer to the family. Now, as of right now, I only have an uncle, a cousin, and my grandparents living in the same town that I live in. And that is it. Although a lot of my family lives up north, New York, New Jersey. I've got family in California, Arizona. I've got, a family friend in Georgia who's mainly at this point is just family. I consider him my cousin. But I've got family everywhere. My brother lives in Tennessee, so I want to be closer to the family. I want to be able to have holidays where you're figuring out who you're gonna go see and or who you how you're gonna fit your schedule in of visiting everyone. And the great thing about up north like New Jersey, I literally have a cousin and an aunt who you know the time and mileage to go from one house to the other is very short. Like it's quick. So that is one of the biggest reasons I want to be close to the family, have more of a bond and a relationship with my cousins and things like that, going out to concerts and conventions, because a lot of those things happen up north in big cities. Where I'm at, we don't have that. We have concerts, but they are bands I don't care for. And then we have one, convention that happens every February, and that's it. And some celebrities are great, some not so much. You got to pick and choose which year you want to go to with the lineup that they have. So that is basically what has motivated me, and of course the weather doesn't help either. So it's, you start to look at the pros and cons of everything, and I feel like being up north near family would be 10 times better. You have people to hang out with, there's a lot more to do and a lot more to see, and to me, that is extremely important. It's always been important, and that's the goal. That's another reason why I want to eventually make a career out of eBay and YouTube, is due to the fact that I want to move, and I want to have a career that something I love. It's a goal. We all have dream jobs. We have goals that we want to accomplish, and this is mine. And yeah, I will state it multiple times in a video, but you know what? Maybe this will help motivate somebody to do something they're passionate about, especially with YouTube. If somebody's afraid to make videos, don't be. I mean, look at me. I was afraid. I have stage fright. I couldn't get myself in front of the camera and talk. But here I am, talking to you guys, letting you guys know the real me and what I'm passionate about. So yeah, I am passionate for this. And not only that, but I love movies. I've always been a fan of movies. So I love to share my opinion and my knowledge on films. Yes, my goal is to have studios reach out to me to review upcoming releases that will be hitting stores. Yes, I want to be monetized and do giveaways and get up in the morning, film my videos, and move on, feel appreciated by the viewers and things like that. That I think is a fantastic thing, and it opens up the door to other opportunities. Working out a deal with the conventions to, record footage of their conventions, interview the guests, and things like that. So I feel like YouTube, in some way, is the gateway of having more opportunities in other fields. YouTube can open up the doors for somebody to start interviewing guests at these, movie premieres and these, conventions that are going on and so on and so forth, or land a part in a film and things like that. So I do feel YouTube really, really holds the mold on that and opens the gateway or the door of opportunities. I've been watching Ghostbusters, so Gateway was kind of the only term I can think of. So another reason why I'm passionate about this, and this is the big thing, my parents have been such, I look up to my parents a lot, and I don't really tell them that often, especially my father. My father, sometimes we bump heads, but he's always been the type of person that has always motivated me, and he is a veteran. I wanted to join. He is one of the reasons why I wanted to join the military when I was younger, but unfortunately I couldn't due to my disability. But he's one of the reasons why I decided to join ROTC in high school, to kind of get myself an experience in some way. And just me and my brother, our bond with our dad is pretty great. Now, I may not be close to him as my brother is. I'm not a big gamer like my brother and my dad, but that's just me. I'm more passionate about the films. My brother's more passionate about the games, and my dad's kind of in between, but he's more towards the game side. But one of the biggest goals I want, and I feel like YouTube can accomplish this, is I want to retire my parents. Um, my parents have sacrificed so much, and they've done a lot for me, my brother, my sister, and not only that, for my cousins. Um, two of my cousins who, things may not have been the best in their life, but my parents were always the ones to step up and help them in some way. I had a cousin who lived with us for years, and that's kind of the type of family I have. When somebody is in trouble, we do what we can to help. And my parents are a big influence. They've sacrificed so much, and one of the biggest things in life for me is to always wanted to find a way to repay them for just the hard work and sacrifice, especially my dad. With my dad being in the military for so many years, he has had a lot of complications, especially with his lungs, and his knees, and his health. He's healthy, but to an extent, he still has a hard time, and it kind of breaks my heart because it feels like he deserves a lot more than what he has. I truly feel like that. And my mom has done a lot for me and my brother and my sister, and she sacrifices a lot, and I feel like she doesn't get a lot of what she deserves. So that's one of the biggest goals in my life, is to eventually get the watch hours for YouTube, get monetized, and raise the money to retire my parents. I want to retire my parents. I don't want my parents to wait 6 years, especially with my father. I don't, his body, he's up there in age. He's, in his pretty much late 50s, and I know he's getting close to that retirement age, but every day it's like, is he gonna eventually have to take find something different that is more, um, something that's less, you have to be less active, or is it just gonna get to a point, he's gonna have back issues or, leg issues, because he already has an injured knee that doesn't really help. So that was one of the biggest things for me that, and this has been going on for years, that I've always have had this dream and goal to eventually get monetized, raise the money, and retire my parents. It's something I really want to do, and I hope to do within before the 6 years come. You know, uh, I've told my parents I would like to get to a point to retire them, and they've been like, my parents told me in a heartbeat they would stop everything they're doing. My mom likes to travel, so I want to give that, I want to retire my mom early so she can do all the traveling she wants and things like that. So, yes, so that's why I'm passionate about this. There's all these little things that drive me. It's proving to myself I can accomplish something I've never thought I could, especially with all the setbacks I've had in my life. try to change my life and move forward and learn from my mistakes and, kind of, in a way, grow up, um, things like that, to, eventually reach a goal so I can help my parents. And not just my parents, I want to help my siblings too, My family has done so much for me, and I need to find a way to pay them back. And to me, I feel like YouTube is perfect. Being able to have sponsors and, get monetized and, you know, get reviews from, upcoming releases to review from the studios and things like that. So, yes, I'm very passionate. I'm very driven, you know for someone who felt like they never get an opportunity for anything, you get this opportunity to just be yourself on camera. Yeah, it might not be perfect, but you know what? People like that. People are going to tune in. And it's what motivates me every single day, you know? And it keeps driving me. And when I do reach that goal of getting monetized and retiring my parents, I'll be able to sit there and say, you know what? If I can do this, so can so many people. So yeah, I just wanted to share you guys my feelings on everything, to explain and share why I'm passionate about this, why I mention this a lot in, my channel updates and life updates and things like that. And for anybody who may be watching this and haven't decided to create a video on their channel, don't be afraid. There are people out there, whether they have a disability or not, they take the time to share what they're passionate about, and they build a community of those who have the same similar interest. One thing I've learned over the years about people who write negative comments and, all these other things that will bash your videos, don't ever reply to them. They're just, one, they want to get a rise out of you, and they don't have anything better to do. The best way to fight, hate is to ignore it. To an extent, I will state that, to an extent, there are situations where you got to protect yourself. But when it comes to over the internet, where people are going to comment badly about you, to me, just ignore it. It's not worth it. They want to get a rise out of you, and it eventually goes back and forth. So, it's one of the things I try to do, is just, move on from it. And for someone who has struggled with being bullied and things like that, it's the one thing I have learned. But like I said, I know this video is already at like 23 minutes. But like I said, I just wanted to share why I'm passionate, hopefully motivate those who are, looking to do something similar, and maybe help, motivate those who want to accomplish their goals. So thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day, for watching all my videos, giving them a like, commenting on them. You guys don't know how much it's appreciated, and you don't know how much it motivates me to this day. Yes, the channel can improve, and that's the plan. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Film Talk with Mikey, and until next time, we'll talk films.